Hi guys. Well, I got a shot of the sunrise this morning, and here is the sunset. Just beautiful. So, let's see. It is 4:40 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Illy. And I have some more news. I have a job interview tomorrow. The job I'm currently working at is temporary. I've known that from the beginning. No guarantees for any length of time or anything. It was more or less like a startup store to see what happens, and if it takes off, great. If not, then it'll just be something I mainly handle the administrative duties for. Very, very, very part-time. So I have an interview tomorrow at a local distribution center. And I don't know. I'm nervous, but at the same time, I need money. Sorry, something on my phone. Kind of hesitant because I have an open disability claim, not just for my physical issues, like my neurological problem, but also for my psychological and emotional issues. So I have been battling with the Social Security Administration for almost 4 years and 3 denials with this. And on one hand, I'm like, all right, if I take a job on the books, I lose out on that. But at the same time, in my situation, and especially since September, of homelessness and domestic violence and blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Sorry. If there's any kids watching, I do not condone smoking. Unfortunately for me, I started when I was 15, and it's been a quarter of a century plus of a very bad habit. So, with that being said, it's in the works though. I'm kind of doing the half vape, half cigarette thing to lessen the amount of cigarettes that I smoke. We'll see how it goes. When life for me calms down a little bit, I think it'll be much more feasible to attempt quitting at that point. So I've got that tomorrow. My boss is going to help me out with a little bit of cash in the interim. I found out that my apartment will be ready by the 12th. I was a little dismayed at that, only because I'm impatient to get out of here. My humble abode of the train station and all. But last week in the hospital, at least I got a hot shower and hot food, so that was nice. Let's see. I wanted to talk about a dream I had last night. And normally, all my life, I literally have remembered probably 2 dreams in my entire life, and they were both creepy as fuck. But last night I had one of the best night's sleep that I've had in as long as I can remember, and I slept the entire night through, and usually I don't. I'm either up using the restroom or something. And I happened to remember my dream from last night. And I was like, oh, so first thing when I got up this morning, I drew the picture of what I dreamt last night. And what it was is like a profile of a face. And I saw like a cyclone swirling upward, and it got larger as it went up, and a cyclone swirling downward, larger as it went down. Kind of like an hourglass shape. And all I heard in my dream was the higher mind and the lower mind. And I was given the impression through my dream that the higher mind would be thought forms of contemplation, contemplating greater, bigger things, higher knowledge, higher awareness. The lower mind would relate to the carnal nature, like food, mating, things like that, survival. So I kind of doodled it in my journal, and I don't know if there's a correlation here, but one of the visions that I've been envisioning or seeing in my mind's eye the last few days is that of the celestial bodies. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, like that. And I know on planetary models, and according to scientists, and especially being a self-learned astrophysics student, the planetary modules, whether heliocentric or geocentric, tend to have, let's say, the sun in the middle, and then the other planetary bodies around, and circles that are larger and farther away from the sun. But in my mind's eye, what I was seeing is just like the profile with the higher mind, lower mind, is that like if my face, let's say my nose was the sun, the next planet is Mercury. So Mercury would be here, and then Venus would be here, and then Earth would be here, and then Mars would be here. Oh, did I leave Mars out when I was mentioning the planets before? I can't remember. So, anyways. Here's one last shot of Seoul before I go inside here. So I was wondering if they, in fact, did have some sort of correlation for me to piece together those puzzles that I so love doing. No, I do. And, okay. Whew, it's cold out there. I'm just going to grab my notebook out so I can show you guys. Well, it would help if I turn a light on in here, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm nervous about my interview tomorrow. Like, it always makes me nervous when I have a job interview. Like, I kind of go over what I'm going to say or whatever. Let me see if I can finagle my phone here. Okay, so. This is what? That's what I saw in my dream. Excuse the drawing. I'm such an artist, I know. And then normally models you see go around the sun, similar to that. But I've been seeing it this way. And are there lower bodies that we, being here, cannot see visually or aren't aware of? I don't know. Anyways. Oh, train. Oh, that was a short one. Must be the real Amtrak, not cargo freight. And I apologize for the whatever that is. Mirror imaging. I got a brand new phone around my birthday in December, and I already cracked the screen, which is why I got the phone in the first place, because my other phone was cracked, and I dropped this one, and of course the crack goes right through the camera lens, and I'm like, oh, really? So, what was I going to say? I don't know if anybody else has been getting that. Also, what I've been getting a lot lately as well is Freyr, the Norse lowercase g god, and Odin. I have studied a lot of ancient Egyptian, Sumerian, Roman, Greek mythology and ancestry, just a lot of history in those areas, but I never really studied Nordic mythology. And it's really interesting. I also was led to runes, and I have looked into runes before, but I've never really studied them. But they've always drawn me just like Egyptian hieroglyphs or Sumerian cuneiform does. And so I was guided to attend a webinar on learning about the Elder Futhark runes. So I started studying those, and I'm going to show you guys this. I kid you not, I cannot make this stuff up. So when I did this, so this was, I don't know if you can see. There we go. Saturday, January 16th, 2021, 10:05 p.m. The very next day, I usually go out the back way here to smoke, not the front entrance where I just was. And let's see if we can see it. I'm going to try to zoom it here. It's right by the light post. Okay. Bear with me just a moment. Oh, can't zoom in or out on this mode. Of course not. Okay. Let's see if I can just get it. Right there. Right there is an X. And then this tree right here is the one that looks like an H but with a slanted center bar. Center line, whatever. So back in here. Dun, dun, dun. This was, oh, I can't see this. Okay. So, Hagalas, I don't know how to pronounce it. Air, transformation, and the egg of life. Okay. And then the X, Gibo or Gabo or Jibo, I'm not sure, don't know how to pronounce it. Gift, divine interaction. The other one that's back there that I couldn't show you because of the snow covering it right now is where is it? Fehu. Looks like an F. Fry, like the lowercase g I just mentioned. Wealth, and it's a mother rune. Another cool fact is we just had the full moon in Leo. Now, my mom passed in 2014, but she was a Leo, mother rune. All these weird things. And the coolest thing I learned about the lowercase g is he had a sword that fought on its own. He did not need to wield his sword. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I know I'm just rambling now. It's just been a long week of hospital and depression and suicidal contemplation and new medications. And I don't know if any of you have ever taken the antibiotic Biaxin, but it has the worst taste and smell. And they put me on a medication called Depakote, and it smells and tastes the exact same as Biaxin, and it makes me want to puke. But it's for mood stabilization and whatever else. And then they also put me on a medication called Abilify, and that is an injection once a month rather than pills, which is fine for me because I hate having to remember to take pills every day anyways. So the once a month injection is fine. However, they, in the hospital on my last day, gave it to me in my buttocks. So my butt is so sore from that stupid shot. I have not been able to lie down on my right side since I've been back. It's really hurts. So what else? Moving into the apartment soon. That'll be okay. I don't really mean to sound ungrateful or anything, and I was speaking to a friend of mine about this earlier. I am very grateful to finally soon have housing again. However, it is at a high-rise, government subsidized building. I don't particularly personally like being crammed in with a whole bunch of people. And the main reason for that is that I'm an empath. And for any other empaths out there, as I know, we absorb other people's energy. So between the constant, never-ending influx from the collective of humanity that we get 24/7, 365 as it is, when I am in that close proximity to other people, it's like magnified. It's like absorbing energy on crack. So that's the only way I can put it. That, And the fact that they don't have bathtubs, only a stand-up shower. And I'm like, oh man, I love my baths, like salt baths, and just my neurological issue. I am in a lot of pain usually, especially in the cold weather. Well, that sucks. Okay. And the fact they don't allow smoking anywhere in the building, obviously. But you can go outside. And I'm like, yeah, okay, with my luck, I'm going to get the top floor and I'm going to have to go outside every time I want to smoke. So I vape in the meantime as well. So I'll just do that. And the stupidest thing to me is the fact that in Illinois, not only is medical marijuana, or medical cannabis as they call it here, legal, rightly so. I mean, it's only an herb that grows organically in the earth. Earth's natural medicine, but, you know. Anyways, but here in Illinois, recreational use of marijuana is legal. However, on government-owned, housing authority-owned property, it is forbidden, and it is terms for eviction. I'm like, how does this make sense? That the government can declare it's legal, but then tell you can't use it on their property. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Are these lawmakers like Renardo or what? So, and I'll answer my own question. Yes, they are. Lawmakers. I don't understand these elected officials. They should have to go through rigorous testing and qualification testing by the communities that they serve, mind you, not by bureaucrats or politicians or agencies. They should have to undergo scrutiny and testing by we the people, which they don't, of course, prior to them being elected and or gaining their position to enact or make laws. Now I got that little rant out. So, it just doesn't make sense to me. And even Judge Judy will tell you, if it doesn't make sense, it isn't true. I agree with her on that. Like people, I'm just not even going to go there. So enough with that. Okay, so this was my vent / update / rant / current events / hospital recap. Oh, and I almost had it out with one of the emergency room nurses, where I spent 18 hours the first night in the emergency room prior to being transported to the mental ward where I was. I just like saying mental ward. Anyways, the psychiatric ward, the mental ward. So 18 hours there. Of course, you know, being a mental patient, they make you strip and take off all your jewelry and put a paper gown on, and then they put you in a room right in front of the nurse's station so they can keep an eye on you with your door open. You're not allowed to have your door closed. Okay, I get that. So you can't help but overhear the nurses at the nurse's station. It's not that I was eavesdropping, but they're right outside my room. And one of the nurses is on her cell phone and she's showing the other girls pictures. And I hear her make the comment, look how she's dressed, like a homeless person. Oh, you fucked up now. So I said loud enough for them to hear, but not belligerent, just in a tone like this, like I'm speaking right now. That was rude. And then I heard, "Are you okay?" I just think you should watch your conversations when your patients can hear you loud and clear. That's all. And I was looking down. I wouldn't even give them eye contact or anything. So the nurse with the cell phone comes into my room holding her cell phone. So A, She's at an emergency room as an ER nurse on her cell phone, number one. Number two, she brings her soul stealer into my room, number two. Number three, she made the dress like a homeless person comment, number three. Number four, she comes into my room and, are you okay? What's the matter? I said, well, I heard your comment about that. And she tries to show me her pictures on her phone of her sister dressed like a homeless person. And I said, what exactly does a homeless person dress like? Again, still not giving her any eye contact. And she tried to get out of it. Oh, I was just showing. I said, no, I'm really curious to know, what does a homeless person dress like? Nothing to say. Then she has the nerve to place one hand on my back like, oh, it's going to be okay. I was that close to, just like, get your hands off me. And I said, no, the reason I'm asking is I'm homeless. She had nothing to say. But number five, she never apologized, not even once. And that would have sufficed for me. That would have been plenty if she would have said, I probably shouldn't have made that comment. You're right, and I'm sorry for that, or I apologize for that. My bad. I would have been totally cool. But the fact that she didn't even apologize, and especially after the fact of telling her that I was homeless. Now, for me, I'm no Pamela Anderson or anything, but if I'm at the store or something, no one would be the wiser to know that I'm homeless. There's such a stereotype and such a stigma attached with that label of homeless. If you're homeless, what do you dress like? I'm still curious to know. I've met countless homeless people throughout my last 6-month journey through homelessness, and some people dress scruffy. Some people dress like they have $1 million in the bank. The fuck is she talking about? So anyways, I just thought I'd share that story. Terrible, terrible, terrible business, if you ask me. But who's asking me? So anyways, guys, I just wanted to check in with you all. And thank you guys all for the support and the comments since I went into the hospital. It means a lot to me, and I love you guys very much, and I hope you know that. And I'm sending lots of peace out there in virtual cyberland.